Hello and welcome back to Disco Elysium, welcome back to Revachol, welcome back to the Martinez district, and welcome back to... We've just had a conversation with Everard Clare. So, if we go into our journal, get 2 signatures for Everard, get 2 signatures, get Isabel and Lillian in the nameless fishing village down the coast to sign Everard's document. Once the signatures are secured, mail the document to Everard's accountant using the mailbox on the plaza in front of the Whirling. So, yeah, we've got that to do. Also, we need to run the number of the victim's armor. Alice seemed quite happy to be helping us with this, so we haven't said anything weird on the radio as yet. Oh, well, we said a little thing weird because we did the Love Doctor side quest, but we can kind of gloss over that. Special borscht. Find all the armor pieces, smoke on the balcony. So we need to find all of the armor pieces. You want all of the armor pieces. Deck yourself out in full metal battle-hardened glory. Note, this might take a while, like a long while. And get the man's boots. Get the boots off the victim's feet. So we did the autopsy last time. We did the autopsy, and so we got the hanged man down. We found that hanging wasn't the probable cause of death. We found another, much more likely cause in the shape of a bullet, which is, well, it's interesting. But Kim has said he's going to take the body away in his motor carriage. Now, I don't know if that is going to happen tonight, whether he just takes the body away and that's just it, or whether we can just have him go to bed and then sneak out after we say goodnight to him and then just get the boots off the body. I have a feeling that as soon as we say goodnight, he'll go and take the body away. So we'll see about that. There's nothing else in here we can interact with. No, well, we can interact with the payphone, but we don't have anything that we can do with it, I don't think. Okay, we do need to talk to somebody about the tattoos on the body though. And I think there's someone here in the harbour that might help. I think Joyce may have mentioned that there was somebody around here. We have this chunky boy. Hello.
Bastards! We have a right to work!
What's going on here?
Hold up and stay frosty, everyone. Cops are here.
The broad-shouldered alpha male turns to you. He's a full head taller than everybody else here.
You here to fuck with us? Beat the honest worker down.
Why should I?
We're here to fight for a cause. Stripes usually have problems with people who have causes.
Okay then. I'm thinking no.
Good. We're fighting for a cause here.
Right to work! Right to work!
Besides, we're not that different. It helps if people see us talking, cops and strikebreakers together. Shows authorities are on our side. Builds confidence.
Oh, he's not a striker. He's a strike breaker, so he's one of the scabs everyone's been talking about. What kind of cause are we talking about? I don't think I've chosen any sides yet. Regardless, I have some questions for you. I'll be going now. Oh, what kind of cause are we talking about?
Rights of people. Rights of workers. To have gainful employment. To make a salary. And feed their families.
I don't think I've chosen any sides yet.
Might be time. Don't let the fat bastards tread on you. Cops tend to side with the higher-ups, but you're essentially still workers. I don't trust cops, but I can see you understand the right to work! Right to work!
Regardless, I have some questions for you.
Maybe you should ask them the questions, like why we're not allowed to make a living here.
Shame on you!
We have families to feed, you piece of shit.
He points his finger at the man sitting on top of the railing.
So do we, Scab.
The loitering man hollows back. What is a strike?
When a bunch of ungrateful, lazy cockroaches can't get their act together, decide to block honest work for other people.
He shifts uncomfortably in his worker's overalls. What do the strikers want?
Beats me. They mumble nonsense about boardrooms and workers' rights, while we have the right to work!
There's something odd in the way he carries himself. His set of clothing looks vaguely mismatched. The different pieces of the attire seem ill-fitting.
Ill-fitting? What does that mean?
His shirt is far too small and an unpleasantly tight fit, while the overalls, held up by a belt, seem to fit a man with much more corpulence.
You're wearing new clothes?
He ignores your question, choosing instead to turn to the emaciated workers, raising both fists in the air. The clothes are obviously not his. Silence is the answer. There's something off here, but he won't say what.
Who are all these strike breakers?
Honest men and women with rights to work, to be useful, not toys for corporate interests.
The man runs a hand through his steadily graying military haircut.
We came here to help the harbor run smoothly in time of crisis. If union fucks don't want work, they ought to let in those who do want work.
I have a question. Why do all these men follow your leadership?
You think they follow because I'm big and loud? No. They follow the rules of the market, the rules of the economy, because they were given a job to do!
You've been talking to him for quite a while now. Something is off with this guy. Ask him where he's from.
Okay, I gotta ask, where exactly are you from?
What's it to you?
Deep-set suspicion drips from every syllable. Oh, routine part of the investigation? I thought you looked real familiar for a second there. Curiosity. Gonna figure out this strike mess. Huh. Routine part of the investigation.
Am I a suspect? Done no crimes. I only fight for the rights of people.
Already got that. I'm interested in your background. Makes sense, I guess. Never mind, not gonna pry. Already got that. I'm interested in your background.
We're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Came from the eminent domain, in Jamrock. Backgrounds in odd jobs, heavy lifting, cargo hauling, bouncer work. I know the drill.
A bouncer? Where? I frequent a lot of the bars. Maybe it's one I know. Sweet, I know bars. Been thrown out from several. Maybe that's why you seem familiar. I don't really drink, but work has taken me to some. Which one was it? Now so far, it's day 2. It's about 4:15 on day 2. And I have been deliberately not drinking. Partly because that's what I do in real life. I don't drink in real life. But also, it just seems like if you wake up from the hangover to end all hangovers, probably a good time to quit the sauce, maybe? So that's the route we're taking. But if I say I don't really drink and we look like Harry looks, then I don't think, I don't think he's going to believe us. A bouncer? Where? I frequent a lot of bars. Maybe it's one I know. Sweet, I know bars. Been thrown out from several. Maybe that's why you seem familiar. I think that's the one.
Worked at Territorial. Ring a bell?
Yeah, I think I've been there. Not right now, but I might have been there. I don't really remember things well.
Uh-huh. It was a long time ago.
The man is quickly losing interest in talking with you. What exactly is your goal here?
We were promised work. We'd be in there, working, if the bastards hadn't shut the gates.
And you are unable to breach the entrance?
Main gate's locked. Would take heavy ordnance to bust it open. A Try to get in through the secretary's office. Door's locked. The guard's blocking the way to the access panel. And I don't mean the scrawny mesk punk either. I mean head measurer. Or whatever he is.
Wait, head measurer? Have you considered storming in like all of you? Why don't you just talk to them? Head... Measurehead. Yeah, we spoke to Measurehead briefly, and then just backed out of that conversation. Wait, head measurer?
Yeah? That giant up there, on the bridge you talked to. Head measurer. Won't let the workers by. The access panel is right behind him.
How bad could one guy be? You seem capable.
Bad. Standing on a narrow bridge, he's got a strategically advantageous position. And he's trained. I don't know how the Union has a trained killer up there. But that one's no joke, and my men are tired and hungry. They're workers, not fighters.
Why don't you just talk to them?
Like civilized folk, you mean? These native fucks don't understand civilized.
Ooh. Ooh, interesting.
It would be better for the neighborhood if you went home, at least for now, if you can't get in anyway.
No! They will give up eventually. Or get drunk. Leave the button unguarded. Then we charge.
The man rubs his jaw, a perfect, lightly bearded square wedge. I'm just going to leave now. Interesting. I don't think there's anything around here that we can... No, it's just that one guy. And that door. Can we get in there if we change our items? Tools. Put that on there. So we grab the pry bar. Maybe? Yeah, interesting. He talked about natives, military haircut.
A lorry stuck in the traffic jam. This big, heavy Grad-made machine is well kept for such an old machine.
I think we've already done this. I don't know if we get the option to break into it. Look in the window.
The windows are clear. They've been recently washed. You can see a lorryman's cabin with personal belongings, stickers, insignia. Fumes of heavy fuel oil waft over you, making your eyes sting. The odor mixes with cigarette residue.
I think I've already looked at these options. You think this lorry belongs to our tough guy?
Likely, yes. This guy's proud of who he is. Drapes it all over his machine.
Right, okay, we'll leave. So I think the first time we came here, we looked at that lorry, but we were looking for the person Joyce was looking for. And I think that lorry actually belongs to the guy at the gates. Or at least that's the theory. So we've looked at all this stuff around. Yeah, this was the lorry that belonged to the drug runner. I'm just gonna look down south because I feel we haven't been down and right yet. So let's do that. I'll do that. Yeah, so we're only on day 2. The water lock is not open yet. I don't think we can get through there. So the water lock's not open yet. Things that we need to do. As soon as the water lock's open, these trucks will go, I think. I have a feeling we could probably... Can we buy those speakers yet? Questions?
The speakers below are banged up and worthless. The sneakers triumph over them. They're the star of the show here.
So we need $50. Alright, leave. We do have in our inventory some items. We could sell the production schedule, filament memory. That is bang on $50. We have a shot put ball, $13.77. Lieutenant's handkerchief, $2. Spell McGrath rifle, $11.32. So we could sell some stuff. But I have a feeling that stuff is used for as quest items, so we could get rid of it, but we wouldn't lose. We would just find it harder to do anything. There's nothing around here. Oh, look at that. But fall within. Not human. Only a dog and no more. Okay. Right. So I think that's everything that we can possibly look at. Alright. So we need the lieutenant to go to bed. And there's nothing here we can do. No. We've been in here? Oh, we have not. Some kind of machine. An antique cash register. A bust of a woman. The plaque simply says DEI. In the dark, a film projector is whirring away. Oh! Occasionally you see film projectors in charity shops, and I kind of really want to get them. Just like have a film projector in real life and just have it in the living room. They make a very unique sound, and I think it's like a Venetian gear. It looks like a cross, which is the gear is what makes the sound as a projector plays. That sort of very the whirring sound. Let's see. Mostly military wear with a few more eccentric fashions thrown in. Oh. We got some other things. What's this?
You see rows of toy soldiers guarding the rest of the trinkets displayed on the table. Some on horseback, others in rags, others yet in bright blue uniforms. All are stern and unyielding in their duty. Try to find something pretty and cool here, then use it to win her back.
I'm sorry, what? Win her back?
Yes. Buy something nice. A figurine.
Inspect the knights on horseback.
Big men on big horses, clad in lamella armor and carrying flintlocks, the kind that would mow down a line of enemy soldiers in the blink of an eye.
Point at the knights on horseback. Who are they?
Franco-Nigerian knights. I used to be very serious about these guys.
A long, long time ago.
Kim was into Warhammer. I think we need to buy one of the games from the bookshop and play like a board game, because I think there was one that's like Settlers of Catan. We should probably play that with Kim, and importantly let Kim win, but not let Kim win, but not make it look like we're doing that. I think that'd be good. Inspect the blue uniforms.
They're not all blue. These figurines also wear gold coats and caps, complemented by orange trousers. They are variously posed, wielding swords and rifles with bayonets.
Wait, this looks like René, the old guy who was playing Pétain.
This is what the loyalists looked like, yes, at first. Then they wised up and got camouflage.
Point at the blue figurines. Are these royalist soldiers?
Which ones? Ah, those. Yes, they are. I find the paint job a bit gaudy, but children like the bright colours indiscriminately.
Inspect the figurines in rags.
This set of soldiers isn't meant to look impressive. A few have rifles, but most of them carry pistols. Some even shovels and tall sticks.
Point to the figurines in rags. Are these even soldiers?
You're probably talking about the revolutionaries, yes? Yes, they are soldiers, revolutionary soldiers. I think their poverty has been exaggerated for effect. When you place them next to the royalists, it doesn't seem like they could possibly win.
It's meant to give people hope. Even we can do it. The contrast is meant to be disheartening, as it ought to be. It is impossible to win against the cohorts of capital. Ask my friend Gart, whose bitch it made me. I wish it was more nuanced. As it stands, I cannot comment. It is impossible to win against the cohorts of capital. Ask my friends Gart. The contrast is meant to be disheartening, as it ought to be.
I don't like either set very much, to be honest. But there are many parents among my customers.
He seems to have his own take on the conflict played out in perpetuity by these toys. Might be interesting to find out what it is.
Dig up a truly cool figurine in the box under the table. Interfacing is 4, high 72, but we have a history of running bad rolls on a 70%. Do it.
Why? What's this? A headless man riding a horse? A headless man wearing futuristic tracksuit trousers that say found.
What is this? Show it to the shopkeep.
Oh, that's the Headless Phone Rider.
Who?
The Headless Phone Rider. It's an urban legend about a man who rides the streets of Revachol sporting a fawn tracksuit. As you see, he's missing his head.
He points at the decapitated figurine.
50 cents. Bargain priced. I'll throw in the tiny cap too. I think he's looking for it, or something. That part of the story has many interpretations.
I don't know why we need this, but it's only 50 cents. I have a feeling it's probably a quest item? It's only 50 cents. Okay.
Did I mention that this figurine is supposed to be lucky? Always carry it with you.
He grins. Step away from the table. What else do we have?
A typical Martinez streetlight sits among assorted floor and table lamps.
Let your gaze run over the streetlight.
The light pole has been carefully cut, and the wiring has been redone and attached to a standard indoor plug. The light buzzes faintly, but persistently. This would make quite a statement in your living room.
Is this a streetlight?
Yes, officer. As you see, it's in perfect working order.
His manner is casual, but his speech is careful, measured. He wants you to know that he has nothing to hide.
Where did you get this?
It was brought to me to be altered.
We are not here to investigate the theft of city property.
He leans in so the pawnbroker doesn't hear him.
You have to admit it's rather clever what he's done with it.
He pauses, studying the light. How much for the streetlight?
700 real. A bargain, I dare say.
Are you out of your mind? There's one just like this on every corner. Even taking into account the risk of obtaining the light, that seems a bit steep. 700 sounds about right. I imagine it wasn't easy sawing off the street lamp.
Hey, I don't know where it came from, but it's not every day you get to buy and sell something so extraordinary.
Oh, it's locked at 700. I don't know where we'd put this or why it exists. But I do know we don't have 700 bucks. There's nothing else you need to know about the light. What's that?
The boomboxes on the shelf look well-loved and well-traveled. Chipped, dented, they stare at you with the unblinking eyes of their tape reels.
Stand on the tips of your toes to see more.
One especially catches your eye. Deep gold and amber plastic with a big old handle on top. A classic boombox that says Stereo 8 approved. This is you. Golden orange. A sunset suite. Just make sure it works before you buy it.
Shopkeep. This Stereo 8 approved machine here.
Is the Harman Welshie W2, made in Vespa. Designed in Seoul. Plays all reel-to-reel formats. 2mm, 8mm, 12mm. It's even got a little radio in there. It'll set you back 12 real.
Oh. What I really want to know is, could this device come in handy in my police work?
If police work means playing tapes, sure. You can use it for that. Or any other time you'd need to play a tape.
Like a beach party, with sand and sun and seagulls dancing on the breeze.
Turn to Kim. Theoretically, could I bring it to a beach party?
Theoretically, yes. But we don't have time right now. It's generally murder investigation first, then beach party.
Actually, it doesn't have to be beach. With a boombox like that, I'll bring the party into the streets. You're right, Kitsuragi, work first, party later. I have a feeling the last one is boring, cop. Actually, it doesn't have to be a beach with a boombox like that. I'll bring the party into the streets.
You can play it any way you like. And I guess since you're a police officer, no one can arrest you for it.
Are you sure this is all in working order?
Absolutely. I've tested each one myself with recordings of speech, found sounds and music from a variety of genres. Even though I don't really like music.
Recordings of speech. Found sounds and music. I wonder if that would tie into the Kolda Mamadakwa thought that we picked up earlier. It's here. We can come back for it.
Aces high. For the rest of the world, the Aces High is just a cool Revachol thing, politically neutral. In Revachol, it still holds revolutionary connotations. Also, have you looked at Lieutenant Kitsuragi's clothes? He wears a bomber jacket, just like the ones worn by aerostatic brigades, and those cargo pants could store tools for hotfixing your aerostatic. Maybe you should ask him about this.
Ooh. We get +1 empathy towards Kim Kitsuragi, +1 esprit de corps, the roots of the RCM. Oh, okay. So, indirect modes of taxation. That's the ultra-liberal dialogue that gives us +1 real. Some kind of superstar. So, learning visuals calculus is raised to 6. Suggestion, electrochemistry and composure. So everything you need to be a rock star. Koldamama Dakwa is what we got last time. So we have the golden ear, +3 perception, but -1 encyclopedia. Okay, so bonuses from thoughts, +3 perception. Is that in total? -1 logic, -1 encyclopedia, -1 empathy, and then +1 esprit de corps. Wow, that's a whole mess of stuff. But that's fine. What did we get? We didn't get anything else, did we? Oh, I think it just tells us what we have. And if we go to our journal. So yeah, Superstar Cop is 6. Apocalypse Cop is 0. Boring Cop is 1. And I think that was, yeah, that's because we chose not to play Baton. Sorry Cop is 2. That goes up, I think, every time we apologize for something. Communists and fascists are both 5. Ultra-liberal 9. Moralist 4. I was worrying that those two are up so high. Good Cop, Bad Cop 11. On a 2. Right, so things are moving here. I still don't know what Good Cop, Bad Cop means, but... What else do we have? We've looked at the streetlight. We haven't looked at the clothes in the corner. I'm assuming that's clothes.
Wow, a very large red t-shirt with an impressive print stands out from the other garb.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah, the print depicts a muscled man striding toward you, a giant sword in each hand, encircled by burning embers. Behind him, is a cluster of cabins engulfed in flames. Beneath them are the words, Heimdall burning.
Heimdall burning. Sniff the t-shirt.
Smells like worn cotton and a little old sweat there. Worn cotton with a side of flea market or trash bin.
Sniffing is okay, but please don't try anything on. Can't have you leaving your photon emissions in the fabric of things you're not going to buy.
You're not imagining it. Photon emissions? What is he talking about?
What's the deal with the man on this t-shirt?
It's the man from Heimdall.
Walking away from his burning village, yes.
Their matter-of-fact tone belies their surprise at the fact that you didn't recognize the figure in the print.
I'm guessing I'm supposed to know who the man from Heimdall is, but I lost my memory recently and need help remembering the basic facts about reality.
Huh?
I said I lost my memory recently and need help remembering the basic facts about reality.
Oh, I see. That's tough, man. I feel the same way sometimes. The man from Heimdall is the hero of a series of popular books based on a fictional version of Kotla. In fact, most people don't think that man from Heimdall ever really existed, but they are wrong.
Heimdall isn't a real place.
Neither is the man a real man, of course, but both the man and Heimdall are an ontological necessity. But hey, it's not worth getting into an argument about.
What did you mean, the man from Heimdall is real?
I mean, even if the man from Heimdall didn't exist before the adventure novels, the stories have made it so that he has. It's simple, really.
Okay.
He sounds incredulous.
You sound skeptical. It's not that complicated. All that's required is a more robust understanding of cause and effect. Besides, I've been to Kotla, though not quite as far north as the Heimdall, and watched northern lights travel across the sky. Very unique, energetic tides there.
His theory isn't exactly incoherent, but its logic does suggest some unusual neural activity. Interesting. Very, very unique energies indeed. Geomagnetic ley lines, one might even say.
How much are you selling this t-shirt for?
2 real.
That's dirt cheap.
Can you just give it to me for free then?
But why?
Because I'm a broke cop without a cent to my name. The man from Heimdall is a superstar. I'm a superstar. It would be perfect. Perhaps I could repay you in some other way? I guess I can't really think of any good reason. The man from Heimdall is a superstar. I'm a superstar. It will be perfect.
I suppose that makes sense, yes. Please go ahead and take it. Welcome to Heimdall.
Ooh. So we got a +1 physical instrument, +1 shivers, -2 authority. Well, authority's taking a hammering anyway, but that's only because we have the Ledger of Failure and Hatred, which gives us +1 Inland Empire, +1 empathy. Interesting. Did we, if we go, oh no, it was here. Superstar Cop. Did that go up at all? I mean, that is 6. There was a superstar option to choose. I don't know. I have a short-term memory. Because I wasn't thinking that I'd need to remember that. But the long-term memory didn't pick it up. Let's talk to this lad.
It's not often that I see officers from the RCM in my pawn shop.
The man at the counter turns to you slowly.
What can I do for you?
His courtesy is not insincere, but he prefers being alone with his projector, just watching the movement of light across the walls of the shop.
Sorry, I feel like I'm interrupting you.
Oh no, not at all. I guess I haven't had many customers lately, RCM or otherwise.
Who are your customers usually?
All kinds of people come through here. Locals, travellers, people looking for a deal, people looking for a keepsake, people who are terminally bored. As you can see, I have a wide selection of goods for everyone to choose from.
Look around, typical vacuous consumerist objects. Honestly, I think some of these selections are more tasteful than others. The business plan is all over the place. You should specialize, zoom in, recapitalize. Not quite the collection indeed. Business plan is all over the place. You should specialize, zoom in, recapitalize.
It keeps me entertained.
He responds, unimpressed with your business school snobbery. So what do we got? Electrochemistry. Is Roy high? And if yes, then what is he on? There's something I'd like to sell. You might be able to aid our investigation. By the way, do you happen to have any guns, like the ones carried by the officers of the citizens' militia? Well, let's try the high one. Is Roy high? And if yes, then what is he on?
Feeling warm and enthralled by the movement of light, while the mind continues to race forward. Lucky bastard, he's probably on Parolidon. It's tough to come by on the street.
Parolidon? What's that?
A drug developed by the military to treat and prevent radiation sickness. It has psychedelic side effects, and it makes your eyes turn yellow.
Is it just me or is it really warm in here? Sir, could you take off your sunglasses? I'd like to check your eyes. So, where does a man get Parolidon these days?
How would I know?
There's a note of indignation in his voice. Interesting. Those triangle patches on his vest, you have a feeling they mean something, like they're similar to the halogen rectangle on your jacket.
Pointed his clothes. Say, what's with the triangles on your vest?
I was with the Emergency Relief Brigade. You know, after the People's Pile disaster.
He coughs, as if to mark his words.
Had to take Parolidon for radiation sickness. That's what you were hinting at just now, wasn't it?
He's taken it for mental and emotional, not physical pain these days.
The People's Pile? What's that?
A bad idea. Some poor leftist built a particle decay generator in hopes of bringing affordable electricity to underserved communities. It malfunctioned. Radioactive waste everywhere. Probably some of it in you too.
Tell me more about this emergency relief brigade you were part of.
We were an all-volunteer force. Self-organized. Tried to help the fire brigades contain the spill.
On the patch, gamma radiation lines crossed with a red drop of blood.
Chernobyl Liquidators badge. There was a badge, a medal given to the Chernobyl Liquidators, which had a red drop of blood, an alpha, beta, and gamma particle crossing it. I know, because I picked up one for Dad, because, well, we have an interest in science, and it was an interesting but unused relic. Continue.
I lived by the river since I was a small boy. The Esperance. Didn't have the art to let it all go to shit without trying to do something to help out. There wasn't much the volunteer force could do, however. We wasted years in the river mud. Years getting sick.
He looks at the spiraling light and stops. It must have been tough, radioactive cleanup.
There's a reason why everyone's tried to forget any of it ever happened, and why no one has tried to repair or replace the pile. So much disappointment, and early deaths. Cancer mostly. And we knew all that was coming even as we were cleaning up as best we could.
Whose fault was it that the generator failed?
No one's. Everyone's.
He sighs and shakes his head.
So much bitterness.
A bunch of poor people built themselves a primitive nuclear reactor, hoping for the best. What do you think is going to happen?
How did you end up running a pawn shop?
The cleanup happened 15 years ago. I was young then. Later, my second aunt died. Left me this shack and all the assorted junk in it. So I came to Martinez. People told me don't go there. It's a shithole. I said, people, we just had a nuclear pile meltdown. I'm gonna get as far away from Forburg as I can. Still in the same city, but
Thank you for telling me.
I like the theory more than the story. Outward movement, not vortices.
Yeah, you gotta get in on those vortices, my man.
Care to share your pahaldum with me? Something I'd like to sell. You might be able to aid our investigation. I have other businesses to take care of. You might be able to aid our investigation.
I doubt it, but I can try and answer any questions you may have.
Know anything about the recent hanging?
I do my best to keep my distance from all manner of butchery. Bad for business, bad for everyone.
That's what I've got.
The pawnbroker's gaze is already fixed on the dancing colors.
By the way, do you happen to have any guns, like the ones carried by officers of the citizens' militia?
Someone else came here earlier today asking the same question. I promptly sold her the gun you pawned a couple days back.
Oh no.
The lieutenant shifts from one foot to another, alert.
Wait, I sold you my gun?
You were adamant about getting rid of it, officer. Said you were undeserving of a service weapon of the Revachol Citizens Militia. And I don't like keeping guns around the shop for long. Off-the-charts photon emissions. The unhealthy kind.
He's not telling you the whole story. It seems he's trying to spare you.
I feel like there's something you're not telling me.
You weren't quiet yourself, officer.
What was I like?
You were very distraught. You said the gun was a threat to your life and that you can't trust yourself with it tonight, and that you need the money. When I said that I don't normally buy firearms, you put the gun barrel in your mouth and sort of sucked on it. Then I agreed to take it.
Very normal behavior. You must have been in great shape.
Wait, how much did I sell the gun for?
15 real.
The lieutenant looks from you to Roy, and then back to you. It's clear that he hopes this tableau might still turn out to be a bad dream. It's not, though. This has got to be the most. Wow. There's pity there, too, in case you didn't notice.
Happens to the best of us, I guess. I really should have killed myself. Maybe I will one of these days. I'm so sorry you had to see me in that state. We don't have to talk about it any further, or say nothing. There's some really bad options, but if we choose 3, that's definitely a sorry cop option. And it happens to the best of us, I guess, is... I'm just gonna say nothing.
The light swirls in his face and glasses. He doesn't know what to say either.
Was the buyer a policeman too?
She didn't seem like a policeman, although she kept referring to herself as a pig, which was odd. I found her interest in the gun a bit obsessive, but I was just happy to get rid of it, and of her. Truth be told, she was terrifying.
Right, so let me get this right. You sold your sidearm, issued by the Citizens Militia, and now a civilian is running around the streets of Martinez with it?
Miraculously, his face does not reveal what's happening inside.
There is only one explanation. She must be one of my rabid fans. Maybe she's a vigilante, wants to prove she can do our jobs better than we can. I don't like it either. What if she intends to commit a crime? Blame it on the citizens' militia. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I sold my gun. There's only one explanation. She must be one of my rabid fans.
In that case, she'll be happy to get a visit from us, if we can find her.
Any idea where I can find this buyer?
My apologies, officer, but I have no idea where she was coming from or where she went.
A needle in a haystack. There is nothing you can do about it right now. You'll just have to hope Everard wasn't lying and the Union can track her down in time.
Have people from Everard Clare's Union come here to track that gun?
Maybe. Shady-looking guys came in here yesterday, looking like they'd just taken off their Wild Pines overalls. They asked if I have a police weapon to sell. I told them I already sold it.
That sounds more like the mercenaries.
They went their way. It was a trip, but you know, all sorts of people come here, asking for all sorts of things.
Maybe Claire really is tracking down your gun.
At least now I know how I lost my sidearm. Let's talk about something else.
Of course.
I wanted to talk about my missing gun again. Do you have any recordings of the Cul de Mama Daqua? I have other business to take care of. Do you have any recordings of the Cul de Mama Daqua?
The Cul de Mama Daqua? Sorry, I would never have guessed that you were that interested in ultrasonic sounds. Or birds for that matter.
I've been thinking of quitting the RCM and becoming a cryptozoologist. I have hobbies, just like all normal people, because I'm a normal person. Well, I wouldn't have guessed that you knew what the Cul de Mama Daqua is.
That's fair. It's been a long time since my Cul de Mama Daqua hunting days. Once knew a group of young musicians who decided they didn't want to play music anymore and started looking for all kinds of interesting sounds instead. This was before, you know, lost touch with them after all of that.
That sounds so cool.
Cool or not, one of them was obsessed with recording the Cul de Mama Daqua. And he was one of those passionate people who know a lot about all kinds of strange things. So he got the rest of us to join in his search.
And did you ever find it?
We thought we did. We got together all these recordings of unusual sound patterns, compared them, cut them up and combined them into the Symphonia Cul de Mama Daqua.
Can I listen to it?
Unfortunately, I don't have any recordings from my old life. None at all. But I do have a tape with some ultrasonic sounds that might be what you're looking for.
He starts rummaging through some tapes behind the counter.
Do we really have time for this?
Nah, that's okay. It's just that I heard the Cul de Mama Daqua outside the whirling and I wanted to make sure I wasn't the only one. Let's talk about something else now. Yes, it's absolutely necessary for my research. Spin that bird song.
This recording comes from down the coast. Wasn't looking to record anything specific. Just left a recording device there one morning. Keep in mind, I have to slow this one down enough to make sounds well over 200 kilohertz audible to the human ear. It will be strange.
He switches on the tape player. The speakers begin to emit a low hum.
As the hum grows louder, modulating but always unnaturally uncomfortably low, like it's coming not from the speakers, but also from inside your chest. Breathing is becoming difficult. Not good, not good. You're about to start suffocating. You have to stop this. There's a growing sense of dread. The sound is coming from inside you, but also surrounding you. It feels as though someone is standing just outside your range of vision and watching you, doing this to you. He nods to you, reassuringly, just as more diverse, higher-pitched sounds, some random, some appearing to form patterns, hit your eardrums.
What's that?
Gulls and skewers. But
He raises a pointer finger and inclines his head towards the speakers. A new, very high-pitched shivering sound emerges amidst the others.
That's it. The signal in the noise. The thin whisper. A low range of sounds is easier to handle with a focal point, but still troubling. You are mesmerized by the sounds, but also feel nausea welling up as the motif continues, then begins to recede, dissolving in what must be the sound of water lapping at the bank.
you know, now that I've listened to it on these new speakers, it's not the cold Mamadakwa. Wrong patterns, wrong photons. Probably some insect trying to sing higher than its predators can hear. Still, fascinating, aren't they? Early morning sounds.
So we can ask him for Baholodon, sell something, talk about the gun, or leave. Okay, let's leave. I have other business to take care of now. I don't think there's anything more we can do here. Let's leave. Did we walk out of the pawn shop having not sold anything with something and more money? That's crazy. Okay, so what can we do now? Well, we could go back to the whirling, I guess. We could try getting that sandwich. That might be an interesting idea. We can't talk to Alice about the boots. We do need to get those boots though from the body. Let's go to the whirling. And see if there's anything going on here. Yes, these guys. Alright. It's a bowl. They're spitting it, reeking of tobacco. You see hawthorn bushes outside. Photos of men in overalls, toting guns and Union placards. So what do we got? Oh, money! Okay. We can interact with the window.
Behind the dockworkers, a ceiling height window. The hawthorn branches scrape the glass like bony fingers. The men are talking, but you swear you hear those black limbs tap on the window as the wind blows outside.
-12, it's not time yet. +1, mysterious door seen. Whoa. And our perception is very high. Squint.
There's a little slide panel up there to let some air in. No need to open it in spring. It's still too cold outside. You're not so sure about that. Somehow you just know there's something out there behind the glass.
There's something out there.
Yeah, your mother.
It's not a very good mother joke, but the room still laughs. Something about those mother jokes just works.
Inland told you. Mysterious door seen, +1/+1. But it's not time yet, -12. Revert your gaze. Interesting. I wonder what would happen if we did roll a success on that. Okay.
Let me handle this.
The woman says to the crowd in the mess hall before turning to you.
Detective disorientated. Are you still wondering where you are? This is Martinez, in case you've forgotten. I advise you not to overstay your welcome.
Her entire character has shifted. This young woman is cold as ice.
You're the gardener? You lied to me, you're not a gardener. I just wanted to know more about the place before I check it out. That's normal. Well, let's not lie, because she'd probably see right through that. You lied to me, you're not a gardener.
That's right. I am not a gardener. I'm a legal counselor for the Dock Workers Union.
She crosses her arms.
So let's get to it. You're looking for Titus Hardie? You think he has information that will help you? Maybe he does.
She points to the man on her right.
That's Titus. Talk to him. But know this. I'll be keeping an eye on you. No strong arming. Nothing official. The District of Martinez does not recognize your authority to make arrests.
It doesn't matter if you recognize our authority. We will make an arrest if we have to.
I was literally about to say that. It doesn't matter if you recognize our authority or not. That's not how police works. That's not how authority works.
She says nothing. Her glare speaks for her. Could this be the Miss Beaufort that Easy Leo mentioned? The one Mr. Everard sent to law school?
Are you Lizzie, Elizabeth, Miss Beaufort?
I suggest not wasting time on trivial pleasantries and focusing on why you are actually here. Titus Hardie.
She points to the man by the table.
Even though she has excellent control over herself, something moved behind her eyes, in the way she stands, in her face.
Easy. Leo told me about you. He likes to talk a lot.
You are not here to chat up the legal counsel. You are here to question these men.
What if I want to talk to you, not Titus?
What you want is of no significance, officer. Don't test your authority. In Martinez, you are no one.
Why are you so aggressive?
Aggressive? You make your living enforcing violence. These people are just dock workers.
So you were spying on us, and now you represent murder suspects. Just dock workers. We've talked to Everard Clare. We know who these men are. The Union's militant wing.
Listen, you moral intern lackeys. You're a mob, enforcing the unlawful privatization of Revachol. 20 fat men in the Occident are stealing it all, and you're their bodyguards.
Fuck yeah.
The tall, broad-shouldered man takes a sip of his beer.
So ask what you came to ask, or get back to your commanders.
The world needs a financial buffer zone, no need to get emotional. The privatization is not unlawful, it's cool and funny. Maybe you're just not historic individuals. I don't know where you heard that, but it's wrong. The RCM is principled and strong, unlike you socialists. I like that. Good start. Let's take a step further. Armed uprising. What are the Union's plans? Yeah, let's do that. Let's ask those questions. Let's ask questions.
Let's.
Okay, let's talk to Titus. Which is you.
This is where you say your bid.
A broad-shouldered man points at you with a beer can.
Detective.
The lieutenant acknowledges you with a sharp note. He's leaving it to you.
Precinct 57's finest scans the room, leaving the speaking to you. He trusts you, maybe against his better judgment, but he does.
Don't say anything yet. First we need to talk about your attitude. We need to talk about Hangman out back. Don't say anything yet.
Hey, dipshit. You hard of hearing or something? The boss man's talking to you.
Cross your arms.
What, is he fucking kidding? This guy high or something?
The little guy looks at his mates in disbelief.
Hey, asshole, up here. We're talking to you.
We're looking for Titus Hardie.
The lieutenant turns to the broad-shouldered man at the end of the table. We need to talk about the hanged man out back.
Oh, this is about him. A real looker, that one.
You sure took your time, huh? Waited for him to get real ripe and pretty for you.
Oh, he was a real pretty boy. Hanging up there, letting out that pretty boy smell.
I can't for the life of me understand why you did it. I mean, I would have just left him up there. You must really like cleaning up other people's shit.
You might want to start asking your questions now. It's not going to get better than this.
Scan the room.
No. I's here. You got business with my boys. You got business with me.
Yeah! You fuck with the Hardie boys, you fuck with Titus Hardie!
Shouts the scrawny rat-faced man, 2 teeth missing in the front.
Relax, Dennis. No one is fucking you yet.
Says the 40-something man from the corner, with a plectrum hanging from his neck.
Yeah, Dennis, calm down. No one's fucking you, you stupid fuck.
Let Dennis enjoy his fucking, man. We don't mind.
You notice gang tattoos. The man must either mask. Oh, the man must be either Mesk or Saramitzian.
Yeah, you're not even being fucked, Dennis.
Easy, fellas. We got company. Let's see what brings the cop around.
Too late. You already scanned the room. You got a pretty good picture.
A picture of what?
Of the actors here. You could take another look at the tracks in the mud on the crime scene. Compare it to these guys.
Huh. I talked to Joyce, the merc you hanged. His friends are coming for you. The man hanged in the backyard, did you do it?
The pretty boy. You guys really love talking about that pretty boy.
Funny. But my partner and I have a serious matter to discuss with you.
We have spoken to the head of the union. Where is the container bound around the dead man's neck? I have spoken to the dead man in a bizarre occult division. You're involved. Somehow I don't have proof yet. We've spoken to the head of the union.
Ebrard?
Yeah, him.
And what did he tell you? That we killed him? That we took a cargo belt from the harbor, went out back, and used it to hang him? Because we did. All of us together. I hope he told the story straight. I hope he told it well.
Uh-huh. So you just confessed to murder? That's it, the game's over, we got the perpetrator. So you confessed to murder?
Goddamn right.
No. These 7 honest men have equally come forth. They told you what happened so that you don't waste any more of your time.
You murdered him just like that, no remorse? Who called the shots that night? When did this hanging incident occur? Why did you kill him? How did you kill him? How does the bullet in his hand factor into this? Who called the shots that night?
Are you deaf? There will be no singling anyone out. You can't arrest a Hardie boy without arresting all Hardie boys. Do you think you could do that? Do you think you could arrest them all?
No, but seriously, who calls the shots around here?
Who do you fucking think does?
He sounds more amused than angry. Pointed at Elizabeth. I thought she did.
It wasn't a question, dickwad. How fucking stupid are you?
This asshole is worse than... Titus runs the Hardie boys, genius. That's why we're called the Hardie boys. Ain't that right, fellas?
I think you got your answer, Mr. Law.
Yes, there are some administrative differences. But on that night, they all acted as one man.
When did this hanging incident occur?
You don't have to keep answering his questions.
The fixer turns to remind Titus.
I know, Lizzie. Relax. We killed him last Sunday night. Seemed like a good way to end the week.
How long had you known the victim?
Known him? We don't associate with scum like that, asshole.
Yeah! Who do you think we are?
Quiet. He came around about 3 weeks ago when that Pines cow first sailed into town. Happy?
By the Pines cow, you mean Joyce Messier? The representative for White Pines? The same company you are striking against?
No. I mean the Pines cow. The stupid-ass cow they sent in to fuck us over. But you know what?
He rubs his chin, pretending to mull it over.
Why don't you ask her about the pretty boy? I'm sure she has interesting things to say when you ask her hard enough.
That's enough insinuation for today, Titus. Officer, your interview is drawing to an end. Don't waste your last questions.
Okay, so we can't ask all of these questions. How does the bullet in its head factor into this?
Huh?
A sip of beer makes the surprise go down easier.
There was a bullet in the dead man's brain. Why was it there if you hanged him?
How the fuck do I know? Anyone could have shot him. Target practice, maybe.
Another sip. He's tight-lipped suddenly.
This line of questioning is over. You got the cause of death already? Hanging. If there's any post-mortem trauma, it's your problem. This will not turn into a cross-examination.
How did you kill him?
We hanged him up by his neck until he got real still. Wasn't that obvious, copper?
Didn't they teach you anything at the cop school, idiot?
The autopsy showed there were no ligature marks. His hands were not tied. Can you explain that?
Look, I'm not gonna play 20 questions with you, capo. I'll say it again. We killed him.
Yeah, I knocked him out. Came up behind him and clubbed him in the back of the head. He went down like a sack of sand.
That's right, lawman. And then we hanged the fuck.
Mr. Tats, what did you use to knock the victim out?
My fucking elbow, copper. Samaran boxing style.
Where did all this action take place?
Right fucking here. The fucker started coming to our bar, asking for it.
Red check, 58%. Composure 4. Roll it.
Titus is solid as a rock, and so are a few others. But
First, tell me who's solid.
Elaine, who looks like he might be Titus's right-hand man, the least antsy of the bunch. Definitely not his first time being questioned by the police. This little rat-faced fellow is solid too. Always fidgety, yes, but no change there. Him neither. Mostly keeps to his tomato juice, or whatever he's got there.
Who's cracking under the pressure? This one. He's sweating profusely and has difficulty breathing. They've smartly kept him out of the conversation thus far. Definitely the weakest link in the chain. Hey you. Turn to the big guy. You having trouble breathing over there?
No.
He looks up, startled, his forehead shiny from sweat. A few coiled locks are peeking out from under his warm woolen hat.
Of course he's having trouble breathing. Just look at how fucking fat he is.
The man next to the big guy bursts out laughing.
Fuck off, Shanky. Angus is a powerful guy. All muscle.
Keep your eye on this powerful guy. Sooner or later, he's going to break like a piece of twig.
There's something you're not telling me.
And fuck you, too, copper. Picking on Angus like this. We're done with this schoolyard shit. And just so you know, he doesn't have trouble breathing.
His all-muscle comment wasn't sarcastic. He's genuinely trying to look out for Angus. This one is a stone wall. You won't get more out of them about the night of the murder. Not yet.
Right. I have other questions about the lynching.
Like what, Copper?
Why did you kill him?
Why? 'Cause he was worthless mercenary scum. And he stepped out alive in my town.
So he was a mercenary, that's it?
And he stepped out alive.
He repeats, jaw clamped, shut like a vice.
What kind of mercenary?
The kind that shows up when you start a strike. The experienced kind, too. Had Kohoy and Semenine written all over him. Ex-Oranese Special Forces.
A live grenade. Right here in our bar.
This one has a special gripe with him coming here.
I can't prove it, but I know he was sent by the Wild Pines. They hire merc shit like that. Story of every strike from here to Samara.
Hold on. How do you even know he was Special Forces?
'Cause one night, he walked straight up to the mic and said, I'm Oranese goddamn Special Forces, and I'm gonna fuck you all!
Really?
Yeah, really. Had a gin and tonic up there, sang some Oranese paratrooper song, and said he's gonna fuck everyone.
We couldn't believe it either, but he fucking did, right there. Like some kind of animal.
This is a serious violation of the karaoke code.
Right. But what did he actually do wrong?
Wrong? He harassed women, raped one, harassed workers, threatened to kill some as a warning.
He wipes spittle from his mouth.
There's a slight unease in him suddenly. He regrets mentioning the rape.
To kill us all, if we don't open the gates, if we don't let the scabs in, if we don't bend over. That was before he started coming here.
Yeah, he said it was his favorite joint now. Started coming here every night. Drinking, grabbing girls. Grabbed one of ours mid-karaoke, right there on the stage.
He grabbed someone?
The lieutenant is trying to make sense of this flood of information.
Yeah, this girl's on the mic. A beautiful girl, young. Gets into the second verse of Lover Lake. The fucker grabs her legs, starts screaming. Show me your cunt! Why don't you show me your cunt? Then, he gets knocked on the head with a wine bottle. Doesn't even fall down.
Was this the same girl who was sexually assaulted, you said?
Aren't you fucking listening? My man is talking to you. He took care of it. They got the girl out before anything else could happen.
Yeah, me and Eugene got her out. Aren't you fucking listening?
He repeats like a parrot. Right, but who did he rape then? This is a very serious allegation.
No, you're not getting the name. That's a Martinez matter, and I'm not discussing it with you clowns.
There's nothing you can do for now. He's stonewalling you.
Why don't I just arrest you? You murdered him, so you murdered him like that, no remorse.
How many people have you sent to the Shays? Ever felt remorse for them?
Or send them to Reunion to rot. For 20 years. For life.
Honestly, I drink so much I can't really remember anyone I've sent behind bars. Yes. But these people were all bad people. Criminals, the scum of the earth.
Rest assured, lawman. None worse than our guy. He got what was coming to him.
Why don't I just arrest you? No. So, where are we going now? Conclude the questioning.
Nothing. Your investigation here is done. Leave Martinez, go back to your stations where you belong.
I think we're going to stick around, thanks. Some things don't add up here, Titus.
The lieutenant closes his notebook.
I've done this job for long enough to know that people don't just confess to first-degree murder, even if it is a group responsibility. We are going to look into this.
Good luck with that. You've heard everything a rent-a-cop is gonna hear from us, real law officials. You're lucky you didn't get a beating.
Forget about their games. You've mapped out the characters. Reading the footprints in the yard should be easier now.
Authority, -2. -1, weak when you first met. How were we weak when we first met? Weird. I want to talk about hanging again. You still haven't explained the bullet I found in the man's head. I told you already. I spoke to Everard. He said you'd cooperate. I talked to Joyce. I'm going to take off now. Right. So I think we need to look at those. Let's check. Prove your authority to Titus Hardie. Talk to Titus and establish your authority in the Hardie boy's eyes. Okay, right. Call your station's Lazarus? Nope. Find the murder weapon. Locate a working firearm that shoots 4.46 ammo. Okay. Wash off the death smell. You reek of death. Wash it off. There's a bathtub in your room. A good place to visit once you have some privacy. I'm wondering if we can only do that after 9, when the lieutenant's gone to bed. Send the victim's body to processing. So we still need to do that, but I want to take the boots off, and I wonder if we can do that if Kim goes to bed? I wonder if he'll go to bed or whether we'll just take the body. I don't know. And again, all armor pieces and Hangman's boots, same thing. Special borscht. We could probably look at that now. Morale the cryptozoologist. I don't think we can do that right now. We did try to find another person to ask about the victim's tattoos. Keep searching for the caller. Okay. Explore the whirling secret. Buy the foul pants from Kuno. Oh, weird that that's actually a... That's $15 though. You need to figure out what's going on with him, and then you can get your hands on some performance gear. So he already reduced the price of those. So currently, Superstar Cop is 7. Ooh, that's good. And we got a achieve for saying a bunch of deranged Superstar Cop things. That's kind of fun. Ultra Liberal is now 10, which is... I don't know. I don't know if that's good, to be honest. Good Cop, Bad Cop is 10. Honor is 2. And everything else will remain the same. Okay, fine. Did we... Oh no, that was that. We have 2 skill points we can spend. Do we have any thoughts in the thought cabinet we could unlock? Unlock, unlock, unlock. Oh, these top ones are locked. Cancel. 15th Indo Tribe. Jamais vu. I wonder if we do Jamais vu. That was one we got from Joyce Messier. Remote viewers, division, -1. So I don't know what we get from remote viewers. -1 perception. I wonder if that would actually help us at all. That was a weird one. Learning cap for perception. Oh, that's Lonesome Long Way Home. Jamais vu. I don't think we need White Morning. Kingdom of Conscience. I don't actually know what these do. I'm wondering if the Remote Viewers Division would help us. It seems like a weird one to have. So we could do that and hold a point in reserve. Let's confirm. Jamais vu or Remote Viewers? I'm gonna go with Remote Viewers, internalize. There we go. Okay, oh, some kind of superstar. So I guess the specialism is done through the thought cabinet. So that was one of the first thoughts we got, the superstar cop. Right, so it's 6:02. We've paid for a room for the night. Do we talk about the borscht?
The man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you a little nod, acknowledging your presence.
Leo said you're friends with Manana. Is that true?
The mention of Manana gets his attention. He smiles and delivers a whole slew of unfamiliar words and lively gestures. Then he falls silent again. They're friends?
Or what is in that borscht you're making there?
The man says a couple of sentences in that strange language of his and then seems to wait for you to speak.
Sorry, I don't understand you.
Just one word. Sounds quizzical. Then he awaits your answer with his brow arched.
Yes.
Borscht need more vodka?
He picks up a bottle from the shelf.
Okay, so it's vodka that keeps the men happy and in good spirits. Clever move by the Union.
Vodka borscht! I love it, Bratan! Turn it the fuck up and then ask for some yourself.
Turning it up seems like a dangerous idea, honestly. The place is a powder keg.
No vodka. Turn your fingers counterclockwise. Cut it? I'll leave the cooking to you. Yes, nod. Turn your fingers clockwise. Turn the vodka up.
He smiles, nodding vigorously, then pours half a bottle of vodka into the pot. With a whistle, he stirs the brew.
Could I have some of that brew? I don't think I need anything else. Stay masculine and leave. Yeah, I don't know if we just drink it straight away. That's the trouble. So I don't want to be in that situation where we just start drinking alcohol. Authority. So did that complete that? The special borscht? It did. It did. Okay. And where are we? Oh, we got 50 out of 100 skill points. So that's not too bad. We could put another point in endurance. We do have that kicking around. Or we could just hold on to it. We do need to... So it's 6:05, 7:89. We got 3 hours. We need to investigate the tracks in the dirt. So that's here.
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked here.
Okay, get an exact count.
8 pairs of boots have shuffled back and forth in the mud. Where else have we seen a gang of men in work boots? That's right, the Hardie boys in the mess hall of whirling in rags.
Go over them one by one.
1. Standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 46. Just like Titus was wearing in his booth. This is the big dick, Titus Hardie. The one with the ball cap on his head.
Interesting.
Is it? They didn't even bother to change boots. Putting them on the scene is easy. Maybe even too easy.
Continue counting.
2. Standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 44. Either the blonde muscular guy, Glenn, or the young guy with a plectrum around his neck. 3. Hobnailed work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 43. The inked banger, perhaps. 4. Standard work boot. Number 45 or 46. Theo, the old smoker. You think you even see a tiny fleck of cigarette ash inside the print.
What else?
5. Another standard work boot. Reinforced toes. Number 44. Same as before. Either the musician, Eugene, or the muscle-bound blonde, Glenn. 6. Light as air. Same make of boot, but number 41. Small like a rat. Shanky.
I should have gotten this earlier.
Better late than never, detective. The whole world is dark and the tracks burn in it with strange beauty.
Count the rest.
7. The glowing outline of a standard work boot, number 46. The imprints are twice as deep as the others. The weight exceeds 200 kilograms. Fat Angus. Carrying something?
And the last one?
8. Another standard work boot, number 44. There's an aberration in the pattern of the sole. The right sole is smoother, more worn. Curious. A missing 8th Hardie boy.
7 sets of tracks, right? The Hardie boys were here.
Wait, what's... the right sole is smoother, more worn. Right sole. Huh. Okay, right. Right sole is smoother, more worn. Curious. Right, 8 actually.
That's all? Interesting. Then one of them seems to be missing. Anything else out of the ordinary?
Note to self. This would be a good question to ask Titus. Where's the 8th man?
Okay, point, light step. Number 41 shoe. A heavy one, 200. The aberration, the sole is smoother than the other. Yes, point to the aberration.
Interesting. Let's name it the old soul. I wouldn't be surprised if this was the missing Hardie boy. Wonder who he is.
So here's the thing. In real life, I rode a motorbike for many years before eventually buying a car because it has air conditioning. And I wore boots. One of my boots always had a mark on the top, typically with a small oil stain, which most people will probably just not know. But that was from the gear shift, because you tap it down once for first gear, and then you bring it up with the top of your boot for all of the other gears. But you'd also get road wear. So as you were using your feet, you would get road wear. I'm wondering if that's linked to the trucks. But I don't know how the trucks in this world work, but it's the only vehicle we've seen apart from Kim's car. Okay, sure.
Oh, this one's easy. Way too easy. It's a driver.
Oh! A driver would wear down their right shoe before the left, and the accelerator is on the right. And remember that abandoned lorry cabin we found?
With a piece of sandpaper glued to the throttle.
Oh, I forgot about the sandpaper. The lieutenant adjusts his glasses as his eyes light up with excitement.
Which means that the missing lady driver was also present at the lynching? That's it. She's the old soul.
Oh dear. She's also the one running the drug trade. Interesting.
Now we know who's the missing 8th person at the lynching. Do you think that Hardie and his boys could also be involved in the drug operation?
I think the entire union is involved. Maybe all of Martinez. Those jerks definitely. Not necessarily. The lady driver could have kept the drug trade a secret. This would fit what Joyce told us, but I don't want to make any assumptions. Not necessarily. The lady driver could have kept the drug trade a secret.
You're right. But we should still go and see what Titus Hardie has got to say on the matter. This might throw them off, work in our advantage. So, what else?
A heavy one, 200 kilogram imprint.
200? This could be the combined weight of 2 people, one carrying the other who's tied up. Let's say a heavily built worker carrying a similarly built armored man. Maybe it was a fat Hardie boy, the one sitting in the middle.
He might be right. 200 kilograms of living weight is unlikely.
It could have been one extremely obese person. Maybe it was a giant. You're right, the fat guy from the booth was carrying the victim.
Probably yes. This would also fit with the victim being dead from a previous gunshot wound. They had to carry him, because he could no longer walk. Is there anything else that's noteworthy here?
They had to carry him because he could no longer walk. A side effect of being dead. Light step, number 41 shoe.
I'm guessing that's the skinny Hardie boy. The one with his front teeth missing.
You mean the rat-faced one?
Yes, well, he did look a bit like a rat, you're right. Do you think those prints belong to him?
Yes.
I could still be wrong, but I'm probably not.
How old do you think these tracks are?
A week, maybe? 7 days would fit the time frame provided to us by the caller, who reported the hanging.
It is not impossible.
How do you know?
I pulled last week's forecast for coastal Havashol. 7 days below freezing. The day before, the day of his hanging, was the last warm day.
Correct again. Sub-zero temperatures would preserve the tracks in a good state. The commotion here could have taken place a week ago.
What do you think happened here?
What do I think? A mob of people brought something heavy to the tree. One of them was carrying the victim. They shuffled around, especially under the tree. Then, after hoisting him up, they stood in a semicircle facing his direction. At first glance, this appears to be a lynching.
Indeed. They all stood in a row here and looked at the tree.
But we know the victim had a bullet in his head. A more precise way to put it is, it was made to look like a lynching.
We've been purposely misled?
By these tracks? Yes.
We've been thorough. All of it. Or we've been through all of it. Kuno's electricity, 20,000 Kuno volts. Interesting. We could try pulling the man's boots off, but I really need Kim to go to bed. I really need Kim not to be here. You can try and click on her from here. No, that doesn't work. Interesting. So we need to go back. Could we tilt to Joyce? Does she have anything else to say? Maybe. Confront the Hardie boys about the drug trade. Okay. We get another point. So we have things we do need to put in there. Oh. Who are you? Weird. You see a sturdy woman humming to herself. She seems to be browsing books.
The ship takes off like a silvery mosquito, unfolding its rotor blade arms. She mumbles reading, then puts down the soft cover.
Our perception's pretty high now. A good one. Point to the book.
Yes? Hello?
She nods, her attention fully focused on reading. Who are you?
Me? No one. I'm just a working class woman.
She doesn't really want to be disturbed that much.
What are you doing?
Looking for something to read.
She reverts her attention to a worn-out paperback. Phenomenal.
It is.
I'm a policeman.
I know you are.
Do you need the help of a policeman?
What with?
She tries hard to focus on the bookstand. Maybe your husband is missing. Watch her browse books. That's all. Oh. Watch her browse books.
Her hands move over the book covers. The tips of her fingers look rough, stained with yellow. It seems like she has spent a lot of time at work, smoking.
Maybe your husband is missing?
My husband? No, he's not.
So where could he be?
I don't know. At home now? Out drinking with his friends? Working?
Where is this going, officer?
So what I'm hearing is you don't really know where your husband is.
Yes, but I don't really need to know where my husband is. Not all the time.
Wouldn't you like to?
No.
Okay, this is... Alright. Maybe you're right. Maybe he isn't missing indeed. Suit yourself then. I don't really care if your husband is missing. I can totally help you find your missing husband.
Why are we still talking about this? I haven't lost my husband.
She has, though. The husband is totally lost. You should tell her that it's okay.
Hush, baby. It's okay. Let go. Hush, baby.
What?
It's alright to not know where your husband is. Nothing shameful about that. No, I was talking to myself. I should hush. I'm a baby. It's alright not to know where your husband is. Nothing shameful in that.
Who said anything about shame? Stop talking down to me. My husband is not missing.
But he is. You can feel it. Or maybe it's something else then.
Maybe your cockatoo is missing.
I don't mean to disrespect, sir, but you are being a bit of a cockatoo here.
For what it's worth, I agree. But cockatoos can't be stopped when they get ladies. It's better to indulge him at this point.
Mom, I was asking about your cockatoo. Is it missing?
I don't even have a cockatoo. And guess what?
What?
Even if I had, it wouldn't be missing.
Alright, cockatoo not missing. I just wanted to make sure.
Great.
Just one more question. What did you mean by me being a cockatoo?
Nothing. Go read up on them if you're so interested. There's a great book in the bookstore.
Maybe you should. What if the cockatoo is your astral captain? Or your heraldic bird?
Actually, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Thanks for the tip.
Wonderful. The store is open.
And that's all for the moment. I'll let you read.
The woman before you nods and returns to her reading.
Cool. That's an actual task. Find your heraldic bird. The working class woman said you're a bit of a cockatoo. What if that's true? Go read up on cockatoos in the bookstore. Maybe you'll discover something new about yourself as well. I mean, sure. We need oh, what's this? Gift books and molten candy. Well, those are the games.
The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks featuring an extremely muscular, sword-wielding barbarian on the cover. Nearly all the titles contain the word Heimdall somewhere.
Wow, more Heimdall.
Mountains of it. Heroic quantities of Heimdall. Roy's puny shirt is nothing compared to the real deal.
Look through the display of books.
Rows and rows of Heimdall men blur your vision. You make out some titles. Man from Heimdall and the Mammoth Riders. Man from Heimdall, Return to Heimdall. And the solipsistic Man from Heimdall and the Heimdall Man.
Good God, how many are there?
Maybe 100. Man from Heimdall and the sages at the end of the world. Man from Heimdall and the false god. Man from Heimdall and the scorched earth. Man from Heimdall, the Heimdall colonies. Man from Heimdall and the swamp beast. Man from Heimdall and the snow crabs.
Is that all?
Not even close. Man from Heimdall in hell. Man from Heimdall and the forest of slaves. Man from Heimdall under the lake. Man from Heimdall, Heimdall burning. There's even The Trial of Death, a pastoral combat game book set in the world of Heimdall Man, and so much more.
Pain threshold. Even. Oh, Hyamdalafan, +1. White check. Do any of these books call out to me?
A twinge at the back of your head makes you flinch. Your eye starts twitching.
Ow!
Your hand reaches toward a book with glossy cover art of the very muscular man from Hyamdal in chains, kneeling in front of a staircase leading to a throne. A woman sits on the throne, leering at the man. She's laughing at him, belittling him. Between the throne and the Hyamdala man lies a bonfire, casting shadows on the wall. The shadow of the woman's headdress looks like a pair of devil horns. The title reads, Man from Hyamdal and the Devil Woman.
Interesting.
The display rack before you is burdened under piles of Man from Hyamdal novels.
So we can get the book. $9. I don't think I will for the time being. But I guess we've unlocked that option. We need a book on cockatoos.
These shelves are overburdened with books from the same series. You see the name Dick Mullen over and over. A couple of spook novels hide amidst all the detective books. Thrilling tales of spycraft and daring do.
Okay.
The plaque on the shelf reads, Biographies of Famous People. You see a large variety of names, none of which ring a bell. This bookstore is not strictly about crime, romance, and biographies of famous people. There's also a wide range of paranatural literature.
Look through the shelf.
Amidst the various books, you find one written by someone named Matthias W. Dundas. It's about wholeness, unity, balance. The point of the book, and many others on this shelf, is to give people medicinal advice in situations where they don't have access to paid health services.
Weird. How does that work?
It serves platitudes, while also telling everyone that traditional medicine, the kind people don't have access to and which costs more than this book, is garbage and would only give you cancer anyway, without even curing your cold or anything. Wholeness, unity, balance, on the other hand, can basically take care of anything. Though it is important to note, when it's up to your mind to heal yourself, then it's because of your mind that you're ill in the first place.
Does the book say anything else?
The book features chapters on topics such as how to find magnesium. It even lists plants you can harvest magnesium from. How to continue drinking if you're an alcoholic who has destroyed his liver. And there's even a chapter on the ancient Seraïs tradition of using duck gallbladder, preservatives, to treat and prevent sexually transmitted diseases. Pre and post factum apply. Nothing worth buying. This is just mundane garbage. What's even paranatural about this?
Oh, we have remote viewers division. So we're researching it, but it's not active? Heard about the curse. So very high. Still a 3% chance of failure, but roll it.
The throbbing in your head increases with every passing moment you gaze at this shelf. Suddenly, as if out of nowhere, a small green book becomes apparent. The title of it reads, Medicinal Purposes of the Pale.
What's the pale?
The book contains very little explanation on the matter. This knowledge seems to be taken for granted.
What's this book about?
The book contains descriptions of various pseudoscientific therapies, alternative medicines, and folk remedies involving the pale, also known as le territoire. For example, it recommends vigorously swatting one's naked body with a venik or hand broom, made from the leafy twigs of a young birch tree from the near pale.
Sounds invigorating.
It is, and good for the circulation too.
What else?
It also recommends consuming distilled spirits like vodka or whiskey that have been aged in the pail. Readers are instructed to cover these jars in a shallow hole just inside the pail and leave them there for 30 to 60 days, depending on the potency desired.
And what does this pale aged liquor do?
Among other benefits, it is alleged to restore a damaged liver to perfect health.
How is that possible?
Is it any more improbable than anything else that human beings put their faith in?
Fair enough. What else is in there?
For general health and well-being, readers are encouraged to take regular strolls through the pail, though a sidebar cautions readers to limit each stroll to less than an hour. These strolls promise to cleanse the mind of worries and the body of toxins, especially if the perambulator performs this ritual in the nude. Nudity figures prominently in a number of these prescriptions. This is exactly what you need.
Huh? Anything else of note?
There's an entire section devoted to cures for men who are struggling to perform their marital obligations.
Well, I certainly don't need that.
You close the book and return it to its place on the shelf.
So we could buy medicinal purposes of the pail. Huh. But it's not to do with cockatoos, though. I need to find... Oh! One little book.
A sulfur-crested cockatoo sits on the cover, its beak slightly open. It looks as if the bird is calling out the book title, From A to Zurich, a guide to a well-behaved cockatoo.
Flip through the pages.
Turns out that there are so many different cockatoo species, and they all have behavioral problems. You don't have behavioral problems. That's garbage. You're cool.
What about this guide to cockatoos, storekeeper?
It's a must-have if you own a cockatoo. I've heard they're quite capricious.
We could steal the book, 58%. Angry storekeeper stare down. Oh, because she's staring at us. $4. I think we can spare it. I want to buy the guide to cockatoos.
Oh, a nature enthusiast. Good choice. I knew it was a good idea to keep that around.
Okay, which means... I guess it's now in our inventory, and then we can read it from there. Interact. Yes, we can. So we can interact with the book, and we would be able to complete that quest. So confront the Hardie boys. Find your heraldic bird. Okay, cool. So we are at Superstar Cop 7, Sorry Cop 3. Oh, how was Sorry Cop 3? Boring Cop 1. So we said sorry at some point. But we're still Superstar Cop. Fine. Ultra Liberal is 10. Good Cop, Bad Cop is still 10. We did get a couple of achievements. We got one that said Kim trusts us while we were talking in the pawn shop, which is good. So, yeah, excellent. I think we're making some progress. We're still on day 2. It is 6:45 in the evening. So there's a few more hours before Kim goes to bed, and hopefully we can get the boots off the body if he just doesn't take the body overnight. But I'm going to leave it there for the time being. So if you like this, definitely leave a like. Leave a subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. If you want notifications, dingle the bingle. If you don't want notifications, don't click the bell, and I'll tell you what. Kim, what are you doing? There we go. I'll tell you what. I'll catch you next time.